Hello and good morning. I wanted to get on here really quickly because I know a lot of times, a lot of people like to boast about their gifting, and I was once like that when I first came into knowing who I was in Christ. But Paul says in 2 Corinthians 12:9-10, but he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, and difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Now, I had just recently went to see Bob Marley movie, and what stuck with me was two things. The first thing he said was vengeance. We can't worry about vengeance and get the work done. And then the second thing was his wife told him, she said, sometimes the messenger has to become the message. And I remember the first time when I first started doing Bible studies, I said, I was preaching faith and my faith was being tested severely. And at that time, I was really, really open to everything that was going on with me. But this time, it's kind of like I kind of sheltered things that has been happening. Uh, and I know, he said, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. So I know at one point I used to draw myself up and just draw up how great I was in God and how everybody, didn't understand me because of the things that I experienced, the things that I seen. But like in the verse for today, what Paul say, he boasts in his infirmities and hardships and insults and weaknesses. Um, a few years ago, 2022 to be exact, I started this job at the hospital, and I had to sign on bonus. It was $15,000. And the stipulation was I had to stay there for like 18 months. But I started getting depressed. Like depression started to take a hit on me again because I had suffered from depression before, trying to fill a void that only God could fill. So I quit because it laid too heavy upon me and I couldn't do it no more. I would be a no call, no show at work. That's how bad it used to be. So January of this year, 2 years later, they contacted me and said they wanted their money back now, the whole $15,000. Now, I thought because I told them it was a medical problem that, it was no longer owed because it was supposed to be that I was supposed to pay them back 30 days after quitting. But I had been trying to contact them about it, and they didn't say anything. And then when I got my separation letter, it said that it didn't even have that they gave me that. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I no longer owe it. Nobody contacted me. I've tried to contact them, and then I don't see no papers. But then 2 years later, I get this email, and they say they want their money. And I'm like, well, I don't have it, so I don't know. They're gonna have to sue me or something because I ain't got it. I didn't think I owed it no more. Y'all said 30 days. It's been 2 years. So that's one thing right now that's been kind of bothering me and on my mind. But like I said, Jehovah Jireh, in that post that I made about somebody listening to gospel 24/7, it was actually about a job that I was on recently that I no longer have. So right in the midst of Pete wanting their money back, I lost income, and then they still want their money back. So it's like, okay, now I don't know where none of this money gonna come from. And like I say, I boasted my infirmities because I know all the time God make a way. I remember some years ago I said, I prayed this prayer, and this was the quickest prayer he ever answered. I say, Lord, I want to see what it feels like to depend totally on you. And then, like right after I said that, I was sued for something that I owed back then to Louisiana Federal Credit Union. Just out the blue, they start garnishing my wages. And I'm like, oh Lord, like I was working basically for nothing because more than half of my check was gone. Then at that time, while I was being tested, because I prayed for this, while I was being tested, I was angry the whole time. Then when I went to do my taxes, I realized that it was the less money I ever made in years. But I still was being provided for. He still made a way out of no way. Or at least that's what I said. But in actuality, yeah, he was providing some ways, but then I tried to do some things on my own and try to make his promises come to pass. I do that a lot, but in this season, I've been stepping back and just like, I put my hands up, I surrender, you do you. And that's where I'm at this time. That's why I told my daughter, I said, this is part 2 of, I want to see what it feels like to depend totally on you. Because the first time I didn't let him do the work completely. So we go through the same test over and over again until you pass your test. I already realized my cycle, my wilderness. And I remember, sometimes some people used to ask me, how do you know what is the test that you're being tested on? When you sit back and you look over your life, you look at what is it that keep coming up? What keep coming up? So then when you see what keep coming up, you think about how do you respond when it come up. And then you respond differently in order for you to pass that test and get up out of that cycle. So I didn't forget about the lesson for the week. I will do that. Trust me. I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it hurt. I'm going to do it confused. But I'm not going to ever give up. I'm not going to ever quit because I know who I am. I know who I belong to. And I know what he called me to do. So, sometimes I make mistakes. I'm human. And I just roll with it, So yeah, I just wanted to come on and show that because I know once before what I told people years ago when I first started, I said I am being used as a demonstration of faith, So how can you know unless you see it for yourself? You got the stories. Well, it's not really stories, but you got the Bible that showed you the old people, what they went through. But you'll be able to see it through somebody living today. And I'm not boasting about who I am or none of that, but that's a part of my covenant with God. I say, use me. You can use me. You can use me as a demonstration. So, and to speak on that depression stuff, I never really went to no doctors or nothing like that because I don't want them giving me no medication. Because let me tell you something about all of that depression and a whole bunch of other things that go on that we label as medical. That's really spirits. That's spirits. That's spirit of fear, spirit of insecurity, spirit of doubt. It's all spirit. So medicine ain't gonna help that. That's why some people are even more crazier than what they first started off with. It just masks what they're going through. It's a spirit. So y'all be blessed. Peace, blessings to y'all. Again, my name is Athea, which means Jehovah has helped. Yahuwah has helped. Yeshua has helped. So y'all stay tuned because we got a lot of things that we're going to be doing. A lot of things demonstrated through me for you. And I'm glad about it.